Welcome to the Horror Hangout, a podcast where two bearded film fans watch the 50 best horror movies ever and then talk about them. My name is Luke Condo with Kate, and I'm joined by my regular co-host, Mr.
Ben Errington.
Mr. Ben Errington. How's it going?
It is going.
I like
going
the shirt.
hard.
I like the shirt. It's looking very...
Thank you. I felt like I needed some sleeves on because it's a little bit chilly at the moment.
Are you going to rip it off at some point tonight?
Oh, wouldn't you like?
Excited?
Would you like to know? Yeah, maybe. It's got like tigers with skateboards on it.
Oh, cool.
This is what I saw that. I was like, I need to have it,
Yeah.
and I did anything for it. I'd do anything for it.
Yeah. Did you do anything for it?
I did do anything
You
for
did
it.
do
But let's
something for it. He paid.
did something for it.
What about the... What about the... Yeah, the thing is, I can't wear shirts because I used to, and then my belly, like my middle half, started to expand at an astounding rate. And and now, like the shirts that I have got, the belly buttons, like my belly button pops out of the belly buttons.
Your belly button pops out of the belly button. Oh,
Yeah.
It's a good look for somebody though. Like when the belly pops out. Like some people find that quite
If I could
attractive.
put like a googly eye in there, and if someone looked down at the wrong time, they'd see my belly button.
Yeah, but
looking
then
at 'em.
that's their own fault for looking down. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just if they see it, they goes that googly eye there. Just say, well, what are you doing looking down there?
Yeah.
Keep your eyes to yourself.
Okay, so today, by the way, just going to say this right off the bat. There are spoilers in this show. I've only warned people about twice before, and if they've stumbled along to any of these episodes, then they've probably been spoiled in some way or another. But a lot of these are like classic films, so you should have seen them a long time ago.
Spoiled or soiled? Which one?
Soiled. I soiled the film. So in this podcast, we talk about the best 50 horror movies ever. It's a list put together by Empire Magazine, and today we are talking about number 15. We're at the top 15 of all horror movies ever. It's 1968's Rosemary's Baby. But before all that, Ben, I'd just like to see what other horror guff you've got up your sleeves.
Other horror guff and fluff.
Belly button guff.
Well,
Get it
belly
out.
button guff.
Pick it out for
Yeah.
us. Let's have a look.
I don't know. I don't know if I've been horroring very. Last week I don't think I did a horror very hard, did I?
No.
I've seen some films. Maybe I should say what films I've seen,
Okay.
not the horror. I saw. I saw The Foreigner with
Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan. You seen that?
Yeah. Forgot
I thought it was pretty cool. Nice psychological thriller.
It wasn't what I think people were thinking, like Jackie Chan rumbling the Bronx in London.
Yeah, but he still did enough of that.
Yeah, it's
I
good.
also saw A Ghost Story with
would like
Casey
to watch
Affleck
that.
and
Yeah.
Rooney Mara. I mean, not much happens. I mean, I can see what they're going for. I mean, it was a nice idea, but
Nice
I
4x3
did find
medium format camera looking thing.
I did find myself like just slipping away from it
Yeah.
a while. There was like a 4-minute scene of Rooney Mara just eating a pie, and maybe like 2 minutes into that, I was thinking, wrap it up now, finish this pie or something. And I don't know what kind of point it
Lav.
was. Hurry up, lab. Possibly style over substance a little bit too much. But I've seen it on a lot of top lists of the year, like Guillermo del Toro tweeted about it, and I thought I'd give it a watch. But yeah, I was a bit bored. I'm gonna say bored. Yeah.
Have you watched The Shape of Water yet?
No, I haven't. I don't know how to watch that because I'm not sure when that. I'm not sure when that comes out in the cinema.
I keep looking, and I've not actually
Yeah,
looked.
I think it's out. I think it's out in like late Jan or February in the UK, so it's going to be a little while yet. But
Yeah.
there we go.
Anything else? Any other films?
No, I'm talking. Well, not really horror, more science fiction. I've got. This is going to be really uninteresting. I'm about to tell you what I'm going to watch. I'm going to watch the first episode of X-Files Series 11, possibly tonight.
Okay,
I don't know
nice.
anything about it. I've not watched any trailers. I've not seen any stuff. I bet they're still going to be looking for aliens. And
Have they not found it? I haven't seen. I think I've seen up to like season 5.
they definitely found aliens, mate. They found a lot of shit. They found a conspiracy wrapped within a conspiracy wrapped within a conspiracy inside.
Some
Guess what?
kitchen foil.
Your foil. Yeah,
fresh.
so it'll be interesting. The last season was pretty good because they did a lot of standalone, like Monster of the Week episodes, which
Yeah.
have always been the most popular stuff. All the stuff with the alien mythology can sort of, it just retreads over like the same ground, really. And you're like, Are we expected to be shocked or interested by this? There's a revelation that we've seen a million times. So
Yeah.
I mean, they've been both of them have been abducted loads of times. Cigarette smoking man's always behind it in some way. So
have you ever seen? You just reminded me of what's the Fire in the Sky? Have you ever seen that? It's like an alien abduction film, but I think there's not actually that much like alien abduction stuff in it. But I do remember there's one scene where the guy gets abducted, and it was a really, really horrific, kind of nightmarish vision of what being abducted would look like.
What year? What year is it? what year was that?
I'm just gonna have a quick look.
Oh no, wait. Do you know what? I haven't seen the film. However, I have seen the abduction sequence.
Yeah.
Because it is horrible.
Yeah, it's gruesome.
Yeah. I have seen that.
I just had a quick look at the picture, and he's got like the weird fleshy mask thing with the eye.
Yeah.
Really,
That's
really
cool.
gruesome.
I mean, it's probably worth watching that film just for that horrible sequence.
Yeah, well, I think I saw that sequence and then saw the film because I thought, oh, I fancy a bit more of that. But then realising that's the only scene that's like that in it.
Everything else is just a man sat by his window going,
yeah,
gonna abduct me or what?
Pretty much. Actually, it was more like a guy trying to convince people he's been abducted.
Right, okay.
From what I remember,
I've been abducted.
No, you have not.
No, you have not. You're a liar. You're full of crap.
You once gave me some Iron Brew and told me it was Iron Brew Extra, but it wasn't.
Oh, no. Filth. Yeah, so any horror fluff guff?
Yeah, so Dom came to stay at mine on Saturday night. Dom, who was a previous guest on the show. We watched Mayhem, like a low-budget... it's got the guy who plays Glenn in The Walking Dead.
Oh, right. That's fairly new, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not seen it, but I've seen some stuff.
It was okay. I think the logic of the viral thing I don't want to spoil it, doesn't really hold up because it's like they pick and choose what the virus does to people, and it just doesn't happen. They've kind of coincidentally doesn't affect the main characters in the way it does everyone else because it would kind of not make sense. But so I watched that and I was like, well, that was okay. And I was looking on Shudder and I was like, I wanted to impress Dom with some sort of great low budget horror film. So I ended up sticking on Cube, and I've seen Cube so many times. When do you think Cube came out?
Cube, 1990. No. 2000. That's my guess.
1997 it came out, but it's just like really good, like a really good film. The sequels maybe aren't quite up to snuff, quite like the first one. But it's one of those films I've seen it so many times, and I've showed it to Kat. It's one of those times I think I pull out the bag just to sort of show people a good low budget.
Not to be confused with the TV show The Cube, briefly presented by Philip Schofield, in which people got in a cube and had to just do a variety of crap.
Like bounce balls and stuff into jugs.
Bounce balls into No. I haven't seen The Cube for a number of years. There was a sequel as well, Cube 2 Hypercube.
Yeah, I think there might be a third one as well. Can't remember. Maybe
there's a Cube 0 because you know what. Because you know what to do. After you've done 1 and 2, where'd you go next? Zero.
Me and Skip used to watch Cube a lot for some reason. I don't know why we had it on DVD. There's not much else to do.
Oh, go out and play football or something. Go out and get some fresh air. We're watching Cube again. It's
sunny outside. Go on. Okay, so what else? I think that maybe is it. I've been watching Black Mirror. I don't want to talk about it until you've done it as well.
Well, but, I can officially stalk you wherever you watch because you're on Letterboxd.
Yeah,
I'm on Letterboxd as well.
I don't like to put my Letterboxd reviews up until after we've done this podcast because I don't like to know what you think. I see what you mean because I've done that, haven't I? I've ruined it. Do you reckon we should make an agreement that I'm going to do it after the podcast now? Well, you can do that thing where you just kind of heart a film or like say that you've watched it, right, without rating it. Yeah. Okay, maybe I'll delay it just for your convenience. I know what you mean because sometimes I go, here's a tweet about the film, but then I go, also here's a podcast about it, and people just go,
I'll just look at the review. It'd take me fraction of the time.
Like literally a second, less than a second.
Yeah, maybe I'll adjust my methods.
No. So Rosemary's Baby. Do you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Sure thing, Luke Condor. So Rosemary's Baby. Oh no.
Rosemary's Bearings.
Go back a little bit. Rosemary's Baby is a 1968 American psychological horror film written and directed by Roman Polanski, based on the best-selling 1967 novel of the same name by Ira Levin.
Ira Levin, I think it's pronounced.
Ira Levin. She hasn't got a question mark at the end of her name. The cast features Mia Farrow, John Cassavetes, Ruth Gordon, Sidney Blackmer, and more. The film chronicles the story of a pregnant woman who suspects that an evil cult wants to take her baby for use in their rituals.
Nice. Sounds good to me. This is what Empire say. Like a twisted cross between The Exorcist and What to Expect When You're Expecting, this occult classic is no movie to watch when you're considering settling down to family life or planning a foray into the property market. Neighbours, quite literally, are a hellish proposition for Farrow and Cassavetes, newlyweds as they settle into the new Manhattan brownstone. Outside their four walls, dark forces swirl, and we're not talking about the velour furniture. Polanski's command of tight interior scenes and a mood of slowly building paranoia make what follows claustrophobic and endlessly creepy. It's got 99% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's pretty high. 8 out of 10 on IMDb. And is a pretty decent film. Have you seen it before?
No, this was my first time.
You've seen Mother, right?
Yeah.
It's weird because I saw this like quite a few years ago, and then after watching Mother fairly recently, coming back to this, I'm like, there is a load of like Rosemary's Baby.
Yeah. Absolutely loads. I mean, even like the like posters are like almost identical, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a long film. I didn't realize it was this long. It was like 2.5 hours or something.
It probably didn't need to be as long as it is, but I guess there are certain elements of the plot that take a while to get bedded into the film. But yeah.
What did you think? First time
viewing? Yeah. I thought it was good. I thought it was pretty tense. Kind of went in ways I wasn't expecting. I was kind of expecting it to be a lot more intense from the get-go, but it kind of just was a sort of steady climb towards like the revelations at the end, and just obviously some weird dreamlike sequences as well, which are pretty unnerving. But yeah, I guess we needed to sort of view Rosemary's sort of standard life of her husband for quite a while before, because I mean it takes a long time for her to even get out the duff.
Yeah, it's
she's pregnant for what, like the final third of this film? Maybe.
No, I don't know. I mean, it's a long film, isn't it? So I know what you mean. I think it's like 45 minutes till she gets pregnant or something. It takes ages. But it's weird because it feels like this is like a mumblecore indie film before mumblecore indie films were a thing. Like, it doesn't feel. It's not like overly. It's not campy in any way. I don't think. I guess some of the actors sort of put on a bit of a character, but it feels like I don't know, it's like a New York drama. I really enjoy looking at like New York in general, and the brownstone buildings. I really enjoy looking at that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's good. I do think it's a good film. I think some of
the older characters were a little bit, you know what I mean, a little bit over the top, but I guess it kind of fit. It kind of fit. It didn't feel wrong.
I felt like they were like putting on characters for. You know, I really liked Minnie Cassavetes, like the older woman. Like her character was kind of like the nosy neighbor, like a little bit older, a little bit abrasive, nosy, but also kind of she kind of never gets like emotionally sort of off the chain, like, and she's kind of like what I think like the film is all the way through. That like kind of the crazy bits, like the craziest bit that happens in this film is right at the end, and then she goes, "Here's a cup of tea" to Mia Farrow.
Yeah,
I feel like that's like the tone of the film.
Again,
it's crazy, but just chill. Here's some tea.
It's another thing which feels laden with certain tropes that we see a fair amount in sort of modern or filmmaking for the last couple of decades. And again, when you go back and watch a film like this, it almost feels like something you're very familiar with.
Yeah.
But again, as we have discussed with some films previously on the list, this is probably one of the first times in film that this was sort of presented.
Well, they say that I think it's this one. What was that one we did recently? Either The Omen or The Exorcist. I think it's The Exorcist, and a film called The Other. It's like those three films that kickstarted this whole haunted baby, haunted child phase of like horror movies.
Oh no, the baby's got a ghost in him. Ah!
Yeah, but it's good. I think my favourite bits of this film are the dream sequences. Like, I don't think anything's been quite as like the way it's sort of like it's like constantly moving. The camera's like swishing around as like it's silent apart from the clock ticking, like the waves.
Yeah.
And like it'll cut or like the camera will move, and you'll find you're not where you thought you were before. It reminds me. Have you ever seen that 8.5 by Federico Fellini? Really reminds me of that sort of. That film's just like this all the way through, like those dream sequences all the way through.
It's almost like the camera acts almost like a weird little inquisitive little child, just like swishing about and looking about and getting really up close to things and going, let's have a look at that. Oh, that's very nice. Yeah, have a look at that over here now. Well, what we're doing over here? Well,
high on sugar or something. Just
I thought Mia Farrow was good. She sort of was convincing as someone who was like slowly, her like sanity was like slowly getting chipped away. And then when she like had a haircut and then she was looking a little bit worse for wear, like I really felt it. I was like, oh, she looks she looks a bit unwell. Hopefully she'll pull through.
Yeah, she's a strange person, and we'll talk about that a bit in the trivia and stuff. But yeah, it's quite crazy. I quite like John Cassavetes as Guy. In the first, kind of becomes like the villain of the film in a way. We'll get into that, but I thought he was kind of a charming guy. Obviously, kind of two-faced and everything, but yeah, I think all the actors were very, very good in this. I think the direction is really good. Every Polanski film I've seen has had this same sort of tone where it's kind of like realistic, but there's something slightly off, like slightly demonic about them. Yeah,
I'm not sure just how many films of Polanski's I've seen. I've seen Chinatown.
Did you watch the Ninth Gate?
I've seen Ninth Gate. I've seen The Pianist.
Carnage.
But that's pretty much it. I don't think I've seen too many more. I haven't seen The Ghost Rider, which was 10 years ago, 8 years ago.
Yeah. He's done quite a few. But so yeah, should we get into the story?
Yeah, let's get into the story. How do you feel like watching a film and appreciating the works of someone like Roman Polanski, who
has
been accused and has withstanding allegations that haven't been. He fled America after some allegations, didn't he? And I think a lot more allegations have come out since then.
Yeah, I think I don't think there's anything wrong with. So he's got the allegations, but he's not been convicted, has he? So I kind of feel like until he's been convicted, as Alaska, until he's been convicted, I don't think there's too much you can really do.
I think when it comes to stuff like this, you have to like remove yourself from the sort of the personalities that make these films and think. In extreme situations, in extreme scenarios, like I understand how things like that could ruin your experience, especially a film or music or something like that. But in this scenario, I think you need to remove yourself and sort of appreciate it for what it is.
Yeah.
And give the plaudits where.
Yeah.
Where due, but while also condemning his actions or alleged actions. Yeah, go on.
Did you watch American Horror Story Cult this year?
I've never seen American Horror Story. I didn't quite think it was going to be my cup of tea.
The first season is really good. But so there's a scene in this year's American Horror Story Cult, which was they recreated the Charles Manson murder, where they went into Roman Polanski's house and killed his pregnant wife and stuff. And at the time, I was like, kind of just a horror sort of thing, like, you know what I mean? Like, it just felt like entertainment. But now that I've kind of read up on it, I was like, I don't know if I'm comfortable with that, because it actually happened, and they're just kind of using it and it's like a really horrific, like to the point where I wouldn't like a true crime documentary about it, you know, or recreation. But like
Yeah.
for like a little bit of entertainment in American Horror Story, it seems a little bit cheap, I guess.
Yes. So should we get into the nitty gritty, get into the meat and potatoes?
Okay, cool. So here's the meat and tatties. We've got the key players. Mia Farrow plays Rosemary, Ruby Woodhouse. John Cassavetes plays Guy Woodhouse. They're the main couple. They're moving to this house. They have a child. Ruth Gordon and Sidney Blackmer play the older neighbours, Minnie Cassavetes and Roman Cassavetes. They sort of impose in the way that old people tend to do. In the same way that my fiance's mother will sometimes just turn up in the middle of a film. And
She's behind you in the middle of a film.
Well, yeah, we're watching a film, and then she'll turn up, and then we'll call someone on the phone. So we have to pause the thing so she can do a phone call, and the phone call will go on for like half an hour, and then there was one time where, so during the fireworks, Alaska hates fireworks, so she'll start. What we'll do is we'll turn the TV on really loud for Alaska and watch a film, so she can't hear the fireworks. Otherwise, she starts shaking and stuff. But then Kat's mum came around, and we paused the TV paused the film as we normally do, because she gets the phone out and starts talking on the phone to some random person for about half an hour. And then she got off the phone and she said, "Oh, why haven't you got the TV on? Alaska would be scared of the fireworks." I'm like, because of you.
Because of you on the phone to whoever. God knows.
It's weird. You don't go around someone watching a film and take a phone call. That's
just stay at home and take the phone call.
So yeah, the Minnie Cassavetes, they play that kind of role in this film. We've got Maurice Evans, who plays their friend Hutch, maybe like the old landlord or something, I don't really know. And we've got Dr. Saperstein. Everybody likes Dr. Saperstein, played by Ralph Bellamy. So
Ralphie.
Well, yeah, what do you think, man? So how does it start? So we've got like the little. It looks like Greenwich Village to me or something. I don't know New York too well, but it looks kind of lovely. We got like lots of
it's lovely, yeah.
overhead shots, and we've got Mia Farrow singing this kind of haunting melody. I feel like that was a trope that
New York. What was she singing? I can't remember what she's singing.
This is like she's singing like this is haunting songs, like you know, like
it's one of those haunting songs you sometimes hear in horror films.
Pretty much
a little bit
Christmassy towards the end.
A little bit nursery rhyming. It did go a bit Christmassy. That's what I like to do. I like to put Christmas flavour on anything I sing.
Yeah, but like so she starts with doodling, singing doodles over the intro bit, and then so I think we start off with them two being shown around the building, the Bramford, and this guy's like showing them around this apartment building. Is like, do you want to live here?
Hey, you want to live here? An old lady used to live here. Oh, you want to?
How good is that apartment? I've got like it's like proper apartment porn. It's like even like it's like old and dusty and fusty and messy and stuff. It's like that's fucking incredible. I wonder how much that costs right now.
Too much to even give a fraction of thought to.
Yeah. Because
even they'll charge you for that. Even if you think about it.
That was a fraction of a thought. Tenner.
You'll get a bill. Tenner. You get a bill for the post. Tenner. Oh no! I thought about it for 3 seconds. Stop thinking about it. I can't.
You get an email saying to come out your PayPal account.
Yeah.
Direct debit. Okay, cool. So the building manager, sales agent, sort of, is almost like kind of a busboy kind of guy as well, showing him around. He said, This old lady lived here. She died. Didn't die in here. Don't worry about that. Nothing creepy about this place at all. This is all the rooms. This is the garden room. I want a garden room. It's like a room full of like plants and garden stuff.
Garden shit.
Yeah.
There's also a room like hidden. There's like a dresser like in the middle of a hallway.
Yeah.
And they move it out of the way for some reason. And there's like a closet behind there, which has got like pretty much nothing in it, just like a vacuum cleaner and some towels. And of course, Rosemary's very inquisitive, young Rosemary. Why would they put a vacuum cleaner in front of it? Why would they put a closet in front of it if it's just got a vacuum cleaner in? Oh, nobody knows. There we go.
Even now, I do wonder who that old lady was in relation to everything else, and why she put that there, unless it was to stop.
Even now, you do wonder. 50 years later, I'm still wondering.
Why? So I think they're interested. They say
Is it on the is it cheap? Is it cheap on the market?
No, I think they say it's more than they wanted to pay or something.
Okay. So they're not even doing it for cheap. This bloody cult.
And this guy's like, "Oh, and what do you do, Rosemary?" "Oh, I do nothing." But this is Guy. He's an actor. The amount of times he says, "This is Guy. He's an actor."
He's an actor. His name's Guy.
He's been in plays,
and he's an actor.
And
she likes talking about him like he's an actor, and then later on she just starts proper dissing actors. She's like, actors are all self-centered and a little bit twat. They're all twats.
They're all twats. They're all nonces.
They're all nonces, aren't they, Roman? Well, just do the scene and don't.
So they go. Yeah, before they move in, I think before they sign on the dotted line, they go to see a friend who sounds like he was the old landlord or something. They were maybe living with him for a little time. Called Hutch. He's an older gentleman who's cooking a lamb shank. I like this. They were having a big meal and having discussion around the dinner table. That doesn't really happen anymore.
There's a good bit of cooking in this, and I think it just looks all a bit basic, doesn't it? Like someone slams a steak on the grill at one point, and I'm like,
that's it, yeah.
She gives it like 3 seconds on each side, just steers it, and then starts tugging in. How do you like steak?
Rosemary
style. I'm joking. Not well done. I'm not a monster.
How do you like it? Though?
Medium rare.
Yeah, I don't even know. I guess
I'm quite a hot pan because I like it to have quite a nice colour.
Yeah,
a nice bit of darkness on the outside. Know what I'm saying?
In
a little bit of butter as well. Not getting involved in that oil nonsense.
Some sort of garlic buttery type stuff.
That would be lovely.
I don't like the what's that kind of mushroom sauce they sometimes put all over. I guess I'd eat it. I mean, I'd still enjoy it a bit.
Peppercorn sauce or mushroom sauce?
Maybe it's that one. Because I kind of like the meat on its own a lot of the time. I feel like sometimes the sauce sort of gets in the way. Okay, so while they're having this lamb, Hutch tells them, "Oh, the Bramford building. That's where some famous witch lives, and some child was found dead."
Some child what?
He says like some child.
Some famous witch.
Some child was found in the basement wrapped in cling film or something. I don't think it says cling film.
Oh.
They don't have cling film in the US, do they? Like
considering the fact that they've just bought this place, you'd think he'd be like, "Well, I've heard some rumours, but I'll keep them to myself."
Yeah.
Don't move in. It's just bloody murder.
Everybody smells like farts in there.
Everyone smells like farts, and everyone's a witch, and someone's just constantly drilling all day long.
Yeah, this is because they moved out of his. They were paying like him.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he's doing. He's twisted. He's the real cult in all of this.
And there's ghosts.
And there's ghosts. And there's holes in all the walls. People peering in, gonna see your boobies.
Stay here. We have lamb and books.
We have lamb and books and no holes in the wall.
And chairs. Like the next scene is them eating in their hallway on the floor.
Exactly. It's stitched stuff right up there, aren't they?
I think they're
You'd think just like before you properly move in, just make sure you got some stuff to sit on.
I don't know. When we moved here, we didn't have much. I remember when we moved into a house in Derby, and we didn't have anything for like the first. I think we slept on a sofa for 6 months. And
we had a sofa, mate. But a lot of people, they love a sofa.
Yeah.
We didn't have anything. All we had was a king size bed and duvets and
a couple of pillars.
That's all we had. I mean, come on, that's all we had.
Yeah.
Count yourself lucky. Yeah, they ain't got anything. They're having a nice takeaway dinner on the floor.
Yeah. They're excited, like a young couple moved into their first apartment together, excited about life. And
they want to do a baby soon, I think.
She's like, "Let's make love," in the middle of the floor. And guys, all right,
take all their clothes off, like really, really slowly and matter of fact, like separately.
Yeah, kind of without passion. But
I'll take all my clothes off, and when I'm ready, we'll meet together in the middle of the room, nude, ready to go.
See you then.
I'll see you then. It's like that.
Did you notice the constant like ticking of a clock, like throughout the film, mainly in the dream sequences, but then it tends to just be there like throughout most of the house stuff. I know it's weird. I don't know what it's supposed to signify.
Interesting.
So whilst what's his name, Guy is in a Yamaha commercial.
I don't reckon he's an actor at all. Like he's talking shit.
He's a bike salesman. And she goes downstairs and she's doing the washing, and she meets another lady who has a smelly Lucky Charm on her neck. She says, "Oh, I was a druggie and I didn't even have a sofa to sleep on, and I got taken in by Minnie and what's his name?
Mickey.
Mickey. Is his name Mickey?
Roman.
Is it Roman? Roman Cassavetes. So Roman Polanski.
He didn't do very much with names. Just think about it. The lead actor in this, well, not the lead, well, the main actor is John Cassavetes, and one of his characters, and they've called these old people Minnie and Roman Cassavetes, and she called him Roman, which is his own name, Polanski. He's really lazy of it. It's like going, Luke Condor, eh? All right, okay, your character's going to be called.
And the baby, he just calls it Rosemary's baby.
What are we going to call this baby, eh? Who does this baby belong to? Rosemary? Rosemary's baby. Okay.
So
you just call it anything if you want.
Basically, the next scene is going to push it on. The next scene, wait, what would you call the baby? If you had to call it Devil Baby.
Well, Rosemary has already got it down, hasn't she? She's got Andy or Jenny. Are you an Andy? Or are you a Jenny? Two shit names, really. Sorry to all.
Andy or Jenny. I was going to be called Michaela if I was a girl. My mum probably talked to her belly all the time, Luke or Michaela. Actually, I was going to be called Wesley or Luke or Michaela.
God, so many options. Every time I talked to your belly, went for an option of like 12 different names. Luke or Michaela or Wesley or
Michaela
John
if I was
or
a
Bob
girl,
or Alan.
Luke if I was a boy, Wesley if I was a vampire. I used to wish I was called Wesley after watching Blade. So mum, you fucked up.
Wesley Snips.
Vampires. Okay.
I realised it's just the names Andy and Jenny then, but I mean they're pretty good names. I just thought they were I thought she could have thought something better. Rosemary.
Yeah, nothing wrong with them. So where they're coming back from somewhere. I think they've been out for a meal or a shag appointment when they have a little bit of sex, and they come back to the building and they find a dead body on the floor. There's loads of police. It turns out it's Terry, I think that's the name, who was her friend she met in the basement, and then from there we meet Minnie and Roman. They're on the way back from
so Terry's jumped out of the bloody window.
Yeah.
And killed herself, it looks like. What's weird, when she's describing her relationship with the old people, that Minnie and Roman, she's like, it wasn't a sex thing, which I was quite surprised about. She said, like, she thought it was a sex thing. She was going on with it, and then they were like, actually, we just want to look after you. And she was like, damn.
Isn't it weird the way they talk about, like, these weird, like, ideas in this film? They talk about it kind of casually. Everything's sort of under, like, a casual sort of demeanour.
Bit cash.
So through the dead girl, and Rosemary's like, she seemed very happy yesterday. They meet Roman and Minnie, and they're like, oh dear, oh no, she's killed herself. Wasn't expecting, and like they don't seem that bothered about it.
But Minnie's like, oh, she must have been cleaning the windows or something as she fell out. But Roman's a bit more matter of fact. He's like, no, she used to get really depressed every few weeks.
Yeah.
So they kind of accept it as what do you think this is without obviously going towards the end of it? Do you think they were probably keeping her and trying to get her up the duff?
I think she was supposed to. Yeah, I think she was supposed to have the devil kid, and then maybe she couldn't do it because of the drug problems or something.
Yeah.
And then when they saw when Rosemary moved in, they were like,
"Ooh, fresh ovaries,
fairy liquid up the
fresh eggs.
I'll grease up the windowsill."
What are you going to say then? I'll grease up the windowsill. Just give these a clean. Oh! What an elaborate way of killing someone.
Yeah.
I'm greasing up the windowsill every day, just hoping that eventually she falls out of the fucking window. Right, okay.
Okay, so
so they become like friendly with the olds pretty soon, and they're like constantly coming in and visiting. Visiting or bothering them. Initially, it's a bit like nice and visity.
Yeah.
But then they get a bit it gets a bit bothersome, and then Minnie gives. They get invited to dinner one night.
I was going to ask you about this. So, is this dinner bit? So, I was trying to work out, when does Guy make the deal?
Yeah,
to have his wife
yeah,
by a devil. Like,
well,
I think it's at his first dinner party. Because it's the only time I can think where he was alone with Roman.
yeah. But how do you literally just go? Oh, did you see the game last night? We want Satan to rape your wife. Sorry, what? Nothing.
It's 2-0 and sure. But they because it's at the dinner party. It's the first time they've met, really. And then that's it. Like, he just seems to...
Unless we think of it as being like, who suggested they should move in there in the first place? Whose idea was it?
I don't think it's... I don't remember saying...
Yeah, well, maybe... Do you know what I mean? Maybe it was a long... We say this a lot. Long con. Maybe it's been planned for ages. He's been a part of this this cult maybe forever, for his whole life.
Yeah.
And finally they've drafted him in and gone, look, your wife is next, but you have to move into the building for some reason.
Yeah. So
we never know how deep it goes.
So I'm trying to think. So I feel this next hour's worth of material, it kind of flashes by my eyes. So basically, they've made a deal. He decides that they're going to have a baby. At the same time, they're getting closer and closer with these older neighbours. They're decorated up the house. It's coming along. She starts to show a little bit of pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
They have the doctor. They have a doctor already, but Dr. Hill. And then all the people in the apartment building, all these older people are like, no, you need to have Dr. Sapperstein. Dr. Abraham Sapperstein. He's like the best doctor in the world. And then she just gets more and more pregnant and gets ill. What
well, we haven't talked about how she gets pregnant, Luke. How does that happen?
Oh yeah.
So the Minnie brings some chocolate mousse to their door. Like, says, have a bit of this chocolate mousse. I've been slaving away. It's delicious. And Rosemary and her bloke start eating it, and Rosemary's like, oh bloody hell, it tastes like shit. It's got a bit of a chalky undertaste.
Protein powder.
She throws most of it away.
Yeah.
But obviously it's already had its effect. So she passes out and starts having some weird dreams.
It's a crazy nightmare sequence, isn't it? And then she sees the devil. This isn't a nightmare at all. This is.
She's the devil himself. This is what it would be like to have sex with Donald Trump.
Wait, is this like all the old naked people standing around?
All the old naked people standing around clapping, and then he appears like high-fiving everyone, telling everyone that he's the best. He's the best lay.
Playing a recorder.
He's the best lay that anyone's ever had, and he's an absolute genius. He's just reeling off all these facts in front of her while he's penetrating her against her will. So yeah, there's a proper horrible demon rape scene, and then Rosemary wakes up. She's covered in scratches. She's like off her nuts, and then Guy quite nonchalantly just says, "Well, you were passed out, but I didn't want to pass up on the opportunity for us to conceive, so I raped you."
Yeah,
you were unconscious, but
I don't think that's on Guy. You can't. Maybe it's the 60s. You know, free love and having sex with you passed out.
Free love and forced love.
Well, you know, I was pretty loaded myself.
So Rosemary, doesn't really make a big deal about it, though. Even though he said, I've done a rape on you, she doesn't go, how dare you? She's a bit like, well...
Yeah.
And pretty much like that, gets pregnant.
I think she is unable or unwilling to... is sort of scared of confrontation. Like, she's always trying to normalise things, and this is normal, this is fine. Everything's okay. Everything's fine. You know that meme with the dog? It's like the house is on fire. This is fine. Yeah.
Well, I guess it's a good way to be, and well, most of the time, obviously, but it does come across in her sort of personality. Yeah.
Yeah. She kind of goes along with whoever's sort of been the authority. And Guy, we start to see him more and more take the authority and not let her do her own thing. He's always got an opinion about what she should be doing.
Yeah.
This reminded me of Mother a lot. This sort of idea of, no one's taking their opinion. Yeah,
Yeah, it's almost like it's similar to Mother in the way that like the male in this relationship is like the creative force who's kind of
Yeah.
like the breadwinner as well.
And she's supposed to support him rather
Yeah,
than
she's supposed to support him in that manner, and also provide certain things for him, which is like a nice house,
yeah.
food, and then eventually do a baby right out of her vagina. Which
So also we've got to say after Guy was trying to get a part in some play or something that's going to launch his career, but it was given to someone else. But very soon after this dinner, and around about the rapey time, the other actor goes blind, so he gets the part, and then that sort of happens all the time.
So we think that that's sort of linked to the cult as well. That like that's happened, and somehow he's gone back to the cult and said, "Look, someone else has just got a part," and they're like, "Don't worry, dear, we'll do a little spell. We'll do a little spell, and he'll get the blind."
Yeah. So he's kind of traded acting success, career success, his ego basically for
maybe that's a good point.
Her body. Yeah.
So maybe they've asked and they've said, "Look, we can give you anything you want. You want to be a successful actor?
We can make you a star.
We're gonna make you a star. You're gonna be
kid, but you're raw. You're too raw. Now go get me that guy's tie."
You're gonna be in a play. It's not gonna be a good play, but you're gonna be in a play, so that's fine.
Yeah, actors. They do talk a lot about like actors being egotistical in this film. Okay, so and then I think so the next sort of 3 months or so passes, and she's getting bigger, but she's also in like a lot of pain, and all of them are saying, "No, it's just that's what you get: pain. You get skinny, and you get white and chalky."
You get skinny when you get pregnant. You get really skinny. Yeah. Some say you lose loads of weight.
Yeah,
and also you feel sick constantly. I mean, that's probably true.
Yeah. And I think she keeps wanting to go see the old doctor, but all of them are like, "No, don't go see him. See doctors." I want to say Silverstein.
Yeah.
What's his name? Saperstein.
Saperstein. Minnie's making her like a daily drink with some load of vitamins and stuff in it, allegedly.
Tannis root or something as well.
Tannis root.
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Oh, what's it? Root and shit. Jesus."
Yeah. So, at what point did she get? Oh, so she has that party. So she's like, "No, I'm going to invite all of my friends. You can't invite all these weird old people who have these weird meetings. We hear them playing the recorder every other night. I'm going to have just my friends, and then all these like normal younger people come. And I feel like she's been segregated from what was probably her normal life before for a long time. Oh yeah, she also gets a haircut at some point to like the smaller thing. I think that's the worst thing you've ever done.
A smaller haircut. She gets a much smaller haircut, and her previous haircut was larger. Yeah, and everyone's really horrible to her. Like, your hair looks like shit. You look like a prick.
You paid for that? Yeah.
You paid for that? Oh my god, you look awful. Like, everyone's horrible.
For the guy. Look.
Yeah. Just like a little pixie haircut.
Yeah, I think it looks good.
Which suits some people. Definitely suits Mia Farrow.
You say me. Definitely suits me.
It definitely suits. I reckon it'll suit you as well. You are a little pixie, aren't you? So yeah, what happens then?
They have the party and all these people around, and they don't invite any of the other people. But Guy is obviously on like lookout duty. There's bits where she's in the kitchen crying, and Guy and then like all the women, all the friends around, and Guy's looking over like the door window, constantly like looking for her and trying to keep an eye on her. And then the
what are you
girls
doing
are
with
like,
that shit haircut?
The girls, her friends are like, "You got to go see Dr. Hill because it's not normal to have this much pain." And then as she's about to do that, as everyone leaves, she suddenly feels better. So it was a party. Nice little party, did it?
Basically, if you're ever feeling down in the dumps or a little bit unwell, just throw a party.
Have a do.
And you'll feel much better. I think I got kidney failure. Oh, we'll have to book a hall out and have a massive party.
Yeah, we'll do a buffet. No.
We'll do a buffet. That's what you're right at.
So
can't drink now because of the kidney failure.
At some point, she calls Hutch. Hutch is like, I need you to come meet me. I figured out something. But then when she goes to meet him, he doesn't show up. And she calls his house, and she's like, "Oh yeah, Hutch has fallen ill. He's in a coma or something." And I think things seem to be okay for a bit.
But then he just dies. So we go to the funeral, and that's when Hutch gives Rosemary like a book about witchcraft with a cryptic message, which is the name is an anagram.
Yeah.
I just think, just give me the bloody message.
Yeah.
Don't give me a cryptic message.
Because what the anagram is, Roman Cassavetes is the son of that famous witch who lived there, like Stephen Marcato. Why not just say Roman Cassavetes is Stephen Marcato?
Yeah, exactly. If it's a message that no one else is going to see but for Rosemary,
yeah.
I just think get all the complicated stuff out of the way.
Especially
and just tell
if
me
you're feeling a little bit like, I think a coma might be coming on. Don't wrap your messages at be clear.
Be clear.
Yeah.
Be clear. Right, okay. And yeah, so then she pretty much works it out that Roman Cassavetes is really Stephen Marcato. That's right, isn't it? Or related to him. Or something like that.
And then she's like, they're all a cult. They want my baby. Guy has. Yeah. I think she figures it all out, right? Like everyone. She
figures it out pretty quickly that she thinks everyone in that building is part of this satanic cult led by Roman, and she thinks they're part of like a witches coven. And they want the baby, which is who knows what they're going to do with it.
Yeah.
And that guy is cooperating with them in exchange for help in advancing his acting career,
which is true. And I think she finds out that guy swapped a tie with Doug, and that's because they have to have an item. And also, Hutch had lost the glove, so they must have cast a spell on him or something like that. But then we have like a little bit, which probably could have been a bit shorter actually, which is her trying to escape to try to get to Dr. Hill's. Eventually she does get to Dr. Hill, and she's like full of paranoia and thinks everyone's watching her, and then she feels like she's saved, and Dr. Hill's like, yes, okay, I listened to your story about witches, very compelling, have a sleep here. But then when she wakes up, Dr. Saperstein and Guy are stood there and like, don't make a scene, you bitch, come on.
Don't make a scene, you bitch. I'll shave your bloody head.
Yeah.
I'll cut the rest of your hair off.
Yeah. But, and then it did. Yeah. And then she just sort of goes with them because they're like, what else can she do?
She goes with them, but when they get back to the building, she tries to get away. And she manages to get back into the house and lock herself in.
That's right, yeah.
But then they all come in like a bunch of horrible mentalists, pin her to the bed and inject her with some sort of something to calm her down. And then she pretty much gives birth while unconscious.
Yeah. So she gives birth while unconscious, and then the next, whenever, like maybe a day or two later, they tell her, I'm sorry, but the baby's dead. And she's like, I don't believe you. They keep trying to give her pills. She hears babies crying through the walls. She's trying to take the pill. She's hiding it somewhere, like under the. This was very, very misery. Here's how I would do it. I would go as if I'm going to pick my nose. Oh, I got a big one, and I'd flick it really far out the window.
I'd be like, every time I give him a pill, he's picking his nose and saying he's got a big
one. Another one. Ting.
Ting.
Solid, that one.
That was rock solid, Jesus.
These post-pregnancy buggers. Postnatal buggering. Okay, so she basically figures out, like, look, they've got the baby, and she has to go through the cupboard, which I imagine is where they came through before when she locked the door, but they've redone it up. The towels are all nicely folded and stuff.
Unless there's got to be another entrance. There's got to be another entrance. Everyone's got the entrance to it in their apartment.
Potentially, yeah.
Potentially. So yeah, she goes through to this
Satanist lounge.
Satanist lounge, where there are people we see, people we recognise, and people we don't recognise.
There's an Asian man with a camera.
There's an Asian man with a camera, yeah.
It's not been in the film at all up to that point, but he's there.
But he's a keen Satanist, it would seem.
And photographer. And I developed my own film.
So then they basically explain everything to Rosemary and say that Guy is not the true father. The newborn child named Adrian. Adrian!
Yeah.
And they all do, Hail Satan! Hail Satan! Is actually the son of the devil himself. All this time, like, Guy is sort of like lingering in the background. Like, he's really shy about it.
Because he's like been figured out, and like he's because he was gonna get away. Like, if she was taking the pills and she sort of eventually gave up on the baby, he was gonna say, "Look, I've got a part in California. We're going to move out there. We've got a shitload of money. This was all part of his plan, and like this. Now it's it. The jig's up, and that's what I like about this film. It's like the jig's up, and it never feels like soap opera-y. It feels kind of real. The way he's like, I don't know, because she finds it all out, and then they're just like, it's not like there's no massive ending where she takes the baby and runs or jumps out the window or attacks
everyone kind of just admits it, and then that's it. They're kind of like they're cool with it. They're fine with what they've done.
You figured this out. Now let's just deal with it. Like, it just feels like kind of very real. Like, if it normalizes super. That's what I mean. So Minnie, as soon as she finds out, she gives her a cup of tea and goes, "This will make you feel better." There's no tannis fruit in it or anything. It's just It's just a cup
everyone
of tea.
just says Rosemary's lucky because she was the one who was chosen to have Satan's spawn.
Guy tells her like we could have. Come on, let's just me and you go to California or something. She just spits in his face.
She gauzes right in his face, but then it kind of ends with her sort of rocking the cradle with the baby. There's a good shot here where we see obviously Satan's eyes.
Yeah,
but we never see the baby, which is
a weird ending because I kind of feel like she kind of wins anyway because all she wanted was to have a baby to sort of look after and so Guy, who's essentially the villain of the film, loses because she figures him out and not so much figures out, but exposes him for what she'd suspected all along. So she the film is like all about like her paranoia, and it turns out that she wasn't paranoid. She was right all along. I feel like she kind of wins, and the Satanists are just like, good, all is good. Now he's going to raise hell or whatever.
I wonder what happens after that.
Yeah, well, there was a second one. I don't know if it was any good.
Second one?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Rosemary's.
I know there was like a remake TV series with possibly Zoe Saldana in it.
Really? Look what's happened to Rosemary's Baby. That feels like a
who's come up with the title of that? Basically, here's a concept, right? The concept is we'll look at what's happened to Rosemary's Baby, and they've gone, that's a great name for it.
You are right.
Look what's happened.
Saldana.
Yeah, I've never actually seen it, but yeah. So Rosemary's Baby is now 8 years old, and he's gone mental.
Pooing all over the place.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, okay. Right, there we go. Rosemary's Baby.
Okay, so some trivia. You ready?
Yes.
Number one, Roman Polanski said that the book written by Ira Levin was a load of tosh and changed every other phrase spoken by Mia Farrow to "he's an actor." True or false?
She said it quite a lot, but wasn't every phrase. He's an actor. Well, like that's some sort of insult. You're such an actor. I'm not. False.
False. So he didn't. Polanski. This is Polanski's first American film. He didn't understand that when you're adapting a novel, you're allowed to make whatever changes you want. He thought you had to adapt it like word for word. So it's actually incredibly faithful to Ira Levin's original book. Number two.
God, Polanski, you idiot.
Mia Farrow served her divorce papers for her wedding during the shoot of this film to which famous celebrity singer? So she was married, she started this film, and then
I think I know this. Frank Sinatra.
I think, yeah. Right, did you Google it?
No, I just think I know that.
Okay, that's cool. That's a nice little bit of knowledge you got there.
You're not believing me.
I'm impressed.
Oh, right. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah.
Siri.
I just think I know that. I think I remember.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I don't remember it because I was around. Also, that wasn't a true or false. That was a question.
I know. I've got a few of those. So, number three. How many people were credited for Mia Farrow's hair? Is it A, 2? Is it B, 5? Or is it C, 0?
0. I reckon she did it herself.
2. She had 2 people credited for her hair. 2 people were responsible for her hair design.
Who did what?
Someone did the bangs, someone did the back. I don't know.
At the same time, or?
Yeah.
Like, you do the front, and then you go, I'm out of my depth here, get someone else in.
Number 2, back and sides. Okay, number 4. Ira Levin, the book's author, named the apartment building the Bramford after which famous horror author? So have a little think there. The Bramford. The Bramford.
The Bramford. Can't think of anybody.
It was Bram Stoker, middle name Ford.
Oh yeah. Damn. The only horror author I could think of was Richard Matheson from like this. Would have been around in the 60s.
Yeah, it would have been. Okay, so number 5. The scene where Rosemary walks into traffic was spontaneous and genuine. Polanski told Farrow, "Nobody will hit a pregnant woman," but then paid a New York taxi driver $10 to try. True or false?
To try? I was thinking that was true until you said that. False.
Yeah, false. But apparently he did say nobody will hit a pregnant woman, so she just walked into traffic. I feel sorry for Mia. Like, I feel like even her character. So there's some other weird facts about the film. So Mia Farrow kept a chart of everyone in the crew and cast and stuff, and marked down when they were nice or nasty to her, like on each day. So Roman Polanski, I don't know. Roman Polanski retaliated by creating a Mia Farrow chart, and you have like different things of how well she's performing, and like marked her off each day, like how she was doing. Yeah, it's really weird.
This is like, you'd just be like, guys, can we just concentrate on the film, please? We've got a lot to get done in a certain amount of days. Can you stop this tit for tat idiocy? Marking people down. What did these people know that she had a chart?
I think so. I saw a picture and it was quite big. I don't know how she would like hidden it. I don't know if it was like kind of tongue in cheek. This reminds me of the kind of thing like you do in like primary school. Like, hey, you're my best friend. No, don't do that. You won't be my best friend.
You're my best friend. How funny was Luke Condor during this week's horror hangout? 6 out of 10. How insightful was he? How knowledgeable was he?
I'd give him a 10 out of 10 for that. Okay,
10 out of 10.
Guy, just to get me an extra point on that, the role of Guy was Jack Nicholson screen tested for it, but then didn't get the part.
Didn't get the part.
No.
This was before Chinatown as well, wasn't it? Yeah, I can believe that. True.
Yeah, I wasn't asking you. I was just, but yeah, it's true. Okay.
I wasn't asking you. I was just telling you. All right.
Okay. We need to grade the film.
Color grading. We need to grade it. We need to color grade the whole film from start to finish.
Here's another piece of trivia. What was the first film that had color grading techniques applied to it?
Something like Gone with the Wind.
No, it's color grading in the sense of changing the colors afterwards to.
Oh, changing the colors afterwards. Yeah. Wizard of Oz.
Well,
that was a good guess.
It was.
Wait a minute, you don't know the answer.
Well, no. Well, you kind of like thrown a spanner in it, because I was well under the impression that it was "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?" and it was the Coen brothers who first did that technique.
There are definitely versions of.
But you are right, because that
Wizard of Oz.
That is color. Maybe that's colorizing. Is that the difference? They color afterwards. I don't know.
And this is a riveting part of the podcast.
Okay, so.
Okay then. Wait.
I like the film. I think it's great. I think I'm going to give it a B+. What about you?
I'll go for a B. I think B. I wouldn't go for far as a B+. I think a B is yeah.
Cool. Okay, so next week we're going to be talking about number 14 on the list, The Wicker Man. Quite excited about that. Yeah, man. Anything else to say before we wrap up?
Not the Nicolas Cage version, though.
No.
Damn. Yeah, no. I think that's it.
So this show is brought to you by the Story Studio Hawk and Cleaver. Head over to hawkandcleaver.com and grab a free book. You can Patreon over at patreon.com/Hawk and Cleaver. Thanks to Kovacs Cameron for our theme music. Thanks to Acast for hosting the show. Thanks to the listeners. If you enjoyed the show, give us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes, and remember to hit subscribe. Thanks to my co-host Ben for being a real horror dude.
Thank you very much, Luke.